Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you want to achieve financial stability and reach your financial goals? Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, we're going to share with you the art of saving and how you can build an emergency fund to protect yourself from unexpected expenses and achieve your financial dreams. Whether you're just starting out or you're well established, this video is for you. So, grab a notebook and pen and let's get started. What is an emergency fund? Let's start by defining what an emergency fund is. Simply put, an emergency fund is a savings account that you set aside for unexpected expenses, such as medical bills, car repairs, or job loss. It's a safety net that protects you from falling into debt or financial hardship when things don't go as planned. A good rule of thumb is to have at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved up. How do you build an emergency fund? An emergency fund is an essential financial cushion that can help you cover unexpected expenses, such as medical bills, car repairs, or job loss. Building an emergency fund can seem like a daunting task, but it's an essential step toward achieving financial security and peace of mind. Here are some steps to help you build an emergency fund. 1. Determine your emergency fund goal. A good rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved in your emergency fund. This includes your rent or mortgage, utilities, food, transportation, and other essential expenses. 2. Create a budget. A budget is essential for building an emergency fund. It will help you track your expenses and identify areas where you can cut back to save money. 3. Start small. Saving money can be challenging, but even small contributions can add up over time. Start by setting aside a small amount each month, such as $50 or $100. 4. Automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your emergency fund each month. This will ensure that you are consistently contributing to your emergency fund, even if you forget. 5. Keep your emergency fund separate. Keep your emergency fund in a separate savings account or money market account. This will make it easier to track your progress and avoid dipping into your emergency fund for non-emergencies. 6. Revisit your emergency fund regularly. As your expenses and income change, so should your emergency fund goal. Review your emergency fund regularly to ensure that it still aligns with your needs. In conclusion, building an emergency fund is a crucial step toward achieving financial stability. By creating a budget, starting small, automating your savings, and keeping your emergency fund separate, you can build a strong financial cushion that will help you weather any unexpected expenses that may arise. What we should avoid on the road to building an emergency fund. Building an emergency fund is an essential step toward financial stability and security. However, there are certain mistakes that you should avoid on the road to building an emergency fund. Here are some things to keep in mind. 1. Not setting a clear emergency fund goal. It's essential to have a clear goal in mind when building an emergency fund. Determine how much you need to save and set a timeline for achieving your goal. Without a clear goal, it's easy to lose sight of your progress and become discouraged. 2. Ignoring your budget. A budget is a critical tool in building an emergency fund. It helps you track your expenses, identify areas where you can save money, and ensure that you are making progress towards your emergency fund goal. Ignoring your budget can make it challenging to build an emergency fund and put you at risk of overspending. 3. Using credit cards to cover emergencies. Relying on credit cards to cover emergencies is a dangerous habit. Not only does it add to your debt load, but it also puts you at risk of high interest rates and fees. It's essential to have a dedicated emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses. 4. Not automating your savings. Automating your savings is an essential step toward building an emergency fund. Without automation, it's easy to forget to contribute to your emergency fund or spend the money elsewhere. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your emergency fund each month to ensure consistent contributions. 5. Dipping into your emergency fund for non-emergencies. Dipping into your emergency fund for non-emergencies can deplete your savings and put you at risk of financial instability. 6. Failing to reassess your emergency fund. Your emergency fund goal should be revisited regularly to ensure that it still aligns with your needs. Building an emergency fund requires discipline, consistency, and a clear plan. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can build a strong financial cushion that will help you weather any unexpected expenses that may arise. Importance of emergency fund. An emergency fund is a financial cushion that can help you cover unexpected expenses, such as medical bills, car repairs, or job loss. It's essential to have an emergency fund for several reasons. 1. Provides peace of mind. Knowing that you have an emergency fund can provide a sense of security and peace of mind. You can rest easy knowing that you have a financial cushion to fall back on in case of an emergency. 2. Protects against unexpected expenses. Unexpected expenses can put a strain on your finances and lead to debt if you're not prepared. An emergency fund can help you cover these expenses without relying on credit cards or loans. 3. Helps you avoid debt. Without an emergency fund, you may be forced to rely on credit cards or loans to cover unexpected expenses. This can lead to high interest rates, fees, and a cycle of debt that can be challenging to break. 4. Allows you to handle job loss. Losing your job can be a significant financial setback. An emergency fund can help you cover your expenses until you find a new job and provide a financial cushion during the transition. 5. Helps you avoid tapping into long-term savings. Long-term savings, such as retirement accounts or investments, should be protected and allowed to grow. 6. Gives you flexibility. With an emergency fund, you have more flexibility in your financial decisions. You can take calculated risks, such as starting a business or investing in a new opportunity, without worrying about the financial consequences of unexpected expenses. Where should I keep it? Where you put your emergency fund depends on your situation. You want to make sure this fund is safe, accessible, and in a place where you're not tempted to spend it on non-emergencies. Here are a few options for where to put your emergency savings, and you can choose the one that makes the most sense for you. 1. Bank or credit union account. If you have an account with a bank or credit union, generally considered one of the safest places to put your money, it might make sense to have a dedicated account where you can keep and maintain these funds. 2. Prepaid card. A prepaid card is a card that you can load money onto. It's not connected to a bank or credit union, and you can only spend the amount that's on your card. 3. Cash. Another option is keeping money on hand for emergencies, either in your home or with a trusted family member or friend. Keep in mind that cash can be stolen, lost, or destroyed. When should I use it? Set some guidelines for yourself on what constitutes an emergency or unplanned expense. Not every unexpected expense is a dire emergency, but try to stay consistent. Even if it's not a trip to the emergency room, you may need it to pay for a medical bill that wasn't covered by insurance. Having a reserve fund for financial shocks can help you avoid relying on other forms of credit or loans that can turn into debt. If you use a credit card or take out a loan to pay for these expenses, your one-time emergency expense may grow significantly larger than your original bill because of interest and fees. However, don't be afraid to use it if you need it. If you spend down what's in your emergency savings, just work to build it up again. Practicing your saving skills over time will make this easier. In conclusion, building an emergency fund is a crucial step toward achieving financial stability and security. By following the steps outlined in this video, you can start building your emergency fund today and be better prepared for any unexpected expenses that may arise in the future. Remember, setting clear goals, creating a budget, automating your savings, and avoiding common mistakes is essential in building an emergency fund. With patience, discipline, and consistency, you can achieve your financial goals and live a more secure and stress-free life. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more informative videos on personal finance and wealth building strategies.